So, this is going to be my variation crafting. This is technically a stream, but this is going to be uploaded to YouTube, no doubt. So, yeah, this is going to be cut into episodes based on what characters I know a good amount about, usually who I play a lot. I might be able to extend my infinite wisdom and my ideas out to other characters that I've played a bit, because I have used a lot of them, but I haven't spent a great amount of time with all the individual characters. Most of the time, the only ones that I frequent are Kotal, Liu Kang, Johnny, Joker. Who else? I play Jax a bit. I play Baraka, and I used to play Garrus a lot, not so much anymore. And I don't think there's really any other characters that I have spent a lot of time and I'm very comfortable with. So yeah, so those are the main characters I'm going to be going over. I might, again, extend my reach into some other characters that I think, I have a idea for a variation for Shang Tsung that might be good, or it might be dog shit, who knows. So yeah, I guess let's get right into it. Just a quick disclaimer, this is before any kind of knowledge of what is banned or what is buffed, nerfed. We have no idea what will happen with the ultimate update. We're not sure what moves will be good, what moves will be trash, what moves will become meh, what moves will be banned, or what moves could potentially take up more slots, take up less slots. And even then, also what moves could be ended up becoming, what's the word? Conflicting with each other. So you might have a move that works right now that you can pair with it, but when the update comes, they might make those two moves conflict because they work too well together or something like that. So yeah, that's just a bit of a disclaimer. So now, let's get on to Baraka, because I have some ideas for this asshole. Oops. To customize. Let's do him. So for Baraka, he's one of the interesting characters because he actually has a lot of moves that are quite good, and usable. A lot of characters will generally they probably won't use very many moves outside of their base variations. They might take a move from another variation and throw it on a different one, and so on and so forth. But all of Baraka's moves are generally pretty decent. I'd say except for the flag. These two are kind of whack. But you can get out the flag with the Warbanner Bash, which is nice. And also Baraka Zerker is kind of whack as well. But, so one of the things that Baraka has is probably one of the best launchers in the entire game is Gutted. This move is absolutely fucking crazy. It's hard to punish. I'm not sure exactly, actually, how hard it is to punish. I think it's like -10 or something, but it's in some case hard to punish if you're not looking for it. It does a ridiculous amount of damage. It launches with a DOT. It has one of the best crushing blows in the game. It's just an all-around great move, and it does lots of damage by itself into a really good amount of Oki. So the problem with this first variation is this Baraka Barrage. This variation in of itself can honestly stay the same, and it'll still be pretty good because the low pokes he gets from Baraka Barrage and the jumping he gets are good. They have lots of really good range, but I feel like it's not giving Baraka as much potential as he could have. So originally I thought maybe he could get the leg kebab, but obviously since they're the same thing, they conflict with each other. So, and that makes sense because if he was able to have leg kebab and Gutted, that'd be fucking crazy. So The only two that are really worth it, in my opinion, that give him stuff that he wouldn't have normally, would be either his Blade Charge or his Spine Burst. Now, I think Spine Burst is a generally better move than Blade Charge because anyone who has played against Bone Picker Baraka knows how fucking crazy this move is. It is super fast. You literally can't jump. And if anyone has seen Biohazard use him, once you get in the corner, it's just absolutely absurd because any touch goes into a 30% meterless combo. Yeah, it's just a very, very hard move to deal with, and it's very, very oppressive. However, considering what Gutted puts Baraka into, so you have two fundamental core moves for Baraka, in my opinion. You have Gutted, and then you have Blood Lunge, and that really determines the playstyle of him. If you're doing Blood Lunge, you're up close. You're often putting a lot more pressure on the opponent than otherwise, and you're just trying, and you play around that mid. Yeah, you're playing around that mid-level fucking sweep distance zone where you can just randomly throw out Blood Lunge and catch him guarding, and that's an easy 13%. You can get him with the overhead, etc., etc., and he has a lot of tick throws with Blood Lunge as well. And if you have Gutted, you still have pressure, I guess, but in this case, you are more so focused on hit confirming, obviously, and punishing. His punish game goes up to probably some of the best in the game with Gutted because of the kind of crushing blows he has off of it and just how much damage it gives him, period. I mean, he has 40%. If you do the optimal bread and butter, he has 40% one-bar combos. I think the only other character in the game that has a 40% one-bar combo is Spawn, if he hits the right hits. But Baraka can do this off of his 1-1-2. So, yeah, he does absurd damage. So what I would actually pair this with probably would be Blade Charge. The reason is because Blade Charge it complements him in a way because the problem with Gutted, or with his first variation, what is it, Marauder? Yeah. Is that he doesn't have any way to really fast, good damaging with punish that he can do shit off of. If they do something really slow, you can maybe do like forward 4. But nothing that's like really fast and just a good catch-ya move, and also to deal with projectiles. This gives him so much better get-in opportunities. He can duck under a projectile and then just immediately Blade Charge for a punish. Assuming it's fast enough. But I know Blade Charge is pretty goddamn fast. And, considering he has one of the highest damaging launchers in the game, a lot of people like to break out of Baraka's combos. Blade Charge says go fuck yourself because it is his armor breaker. And this gives him access, obviously, to another, I think it's like a 30% damage crushing blow. So, yeah, I mean, it's just damage on top of damage. It lets him deal with projectiles better, and it really deters opponents from breaking out of his combos, because that crushing blow off of Blade Charge hurts. And yeah, I think that's relatively it. I think that will probably be one of the most... I think this is probably the most solid variation, because I think the other variations, while they're good, specifically I'd say Bone Picker and Marauder are his best two competitive variations. Marauder, in my opinion, is very hard to get in on certain characters. Bone Picker is easier to get in because he has that crazy lunging command grab, and it kind of mixes up off of that with a back 2, I think it is. Yeah, back 2. But even then, he doesn't really have the kind of crazy damage and punish game that Marauder does. And I think this variation bridges the gap between the two in a really nice way. The only other variation I could maybe think, and it's hard to say, because again, like Blood Lunge, Spine Burst, Leg Kebab, Gutted, and Blade Charge are all really, really good moves. And I'm trying to think, like, I really don't think Bone Picker. I think Bone Picker is probably the most sound variation. Like Marauder, you can get rid of Baraka Barrage and replace it with something else to make it better. But I legitimately think Bone Picker is like a perfect variation. It has everything this variation wants. It has pressure and tick throws with Blood Lunge. And if you try and jump over him or get out of his pressure or just do anything that involves going in the air, he just says, nah, son. And you literally just can't fucking jump on him. That move is so cheap. Especially once you get in the corner and he starts abusing his forward 2-2 and every touch he gets goes into a 30% combo. Like 28-30% combo. It's absurd. So I legitimately think that Bone Picker is a perfect variation. And I wouldn't feel comfortable switching something because it would just lose so much. Like if we take off Spine Burst and put Leg Kebab, this will make his up close game much more lethal because he has a restand, DOT, and every single touch he does, you have to think, is he gonna put it into the low? Or is he going to finish the string? Or is he going to maybe tick throw into a command grab? And I believe Leg Kebab is safe. Or at the very least, it's very hard to punish. It's a very tight punish. Most people probably won't be able to get more than a down 1 off of it. So it's sort of like... this variation is much more up close. But I feel like the Spine Burst just complements the Blood Lunge so well because Spine Burst keeps you on the ground. You don't want to jump against Spine Burst because you know it's not going to end well. And Blood Lunge excels obviously when they're on the ground because if they're stuck in the corner or stuck just sitting there blocking, then you can just do a fucking massive leap from jump distance and that's easy get in. And that's 13% on top of that. So I feel like Spine Burst complements Blood Lunge too well to really replace it. Like Leg Kebab really doesn't complement Blood Lunge. It just gives him another tool to mix opponents up, which is fine. But I feel like Blood Lunge in some cases needs to go with Spine Burst. So if I was to take Blood Lunge out, I don't really know what I would put. I mean, I guess I could do Spine Burst and Blade Charge, but like I'm just looking at this variation and it's just weird. Going to practice, Baraka, variation 1, and we can do Liu Kang. He has a projectile we can jump over. We can probably crouch under and then just do Blade Charge. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty fucking fast. Let's see how far it is. So it goes about jump distance. A little bit less than jump distance. And another nice thing about it, by the way, most people don't see it happen often, but you can actually switch sides with it immediately, which is very cool. I think it does more damage. No, it doesn't. It does the same amount. So just 12 damage. That's a good amount. Not as much as Chop Chop, but yeah, if they break out of it. Let's see how much the Crushing Blow does real quick. Hey, yeah, that's a 30%. Yikes. So, let's see here. So basically, one of the main things I have this for is let's take easy crushing blows off. And where's breakout? AI options. Breakaway. Try doing fast. So. And hiya! Yeah, no, you don't want to fucking break away against this variation. So that's the main reason why I have Blade Charge on, because it's like Gutted is already one of the highest damaging launchers, and Baraka already is one of the highest damaging characters in the game. But now on top of him launching your ass for like 40% if you hit the optimal, you also have to guess, is he gonna fucking Blade Charge and armor break you? In that case, he gets a free 50 fucking percent. And if you get up, he can just do Blade Charge, which does like, I don't know, 3% on block. So there you go, there's your 50%. Yeah. And then another thing would be... Sorry, I'm not really good at this. Yeah, there you go, punish. So... I wonder what... Yikes. Yikes. Why am I not getting that? Is it fucking... Okay, so at that distance, it's too fucking... Yeah, whatever. I think I'm just not good at the good enough at the game to constantly do that. But yeah. So I guess it's still. I guess it's too slow to really actually, you know, get what I wanted to do. Oops, I didn't switch my thing. But it's certainly very nice to have, regardless. Because again, I mean, Baraka only really has back 2 to get in, and forward 4. And obviously, forward 4 is like a 12 frames mid, but Blade Charge, I think Blade Charge is faster. No, it's 16. Huh. It's very strange. It's very... But Blade Charge does have a lot more distance. So, yeah, that only goes roughly like about a jump. The Blade Charge goes almost full screen. So, yeah. I don't really think I can say anything more about this variation. It's just, the main reason why I have Blade Charge is because sometimes on some characters, you'll, be able to get better punishes off on their projectiles, or if you think they're gonna do a projectile, you can just do this in anticipation to try and get them to and just get in on them. The only issue, and then yeah, the only issue though is that it does knock them far away. I'm not the best with wave dashing with Baraka, so it does create a bit of an issue. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't really know how else, what else I can say about this move. It's good. Well, no, not really good. It's just, it gives him a tool that he didn't have in his other one. And honestly, like, I don't play Baraka enough to really say, and especially I don't really play it at a high enough level. To say if his down pokes and his one jump attack he gets from the Baraka barrage are like what makes this variation good. I know they're good, they're nice to have, but I'm not sure if he like needs it to really get his offensive shit going on. So I feel like if he had to replace the Baraka barrage with any other move I would say it would most likely be Blade Charge. Even though the Blade Charge in and of itself is kind of slow and poopy, it's nice because it switches directions, so if you get like a stand one punish, you can just throw them back in the corner. Like if they do something unsafe, or if you do a wake up, or delayed wake up, you can punish them and just throw them back in the corner. And obviously the main issue is if they try and break away. Oops. If they try and break away. Better fucking not, because that's a bad idea. So that's pretty much the main thing I had for Baraka. I guess we can take a quick look at his other variation I made, but I really don't think this variation is going to be any good. Okay, well, I guess they need to do, so, maybe not. Breakaway, late. Dear God, why does this move so far? There we go, Jesus. That's 40%. So if you can get that, then yeah, all the more to you.